we go. Beautiful when it's cut into and delicious when you taste it. Well, if you clicked that link, you know what this is. It's a stuffed chili that's fried up beautifully. Do me a favor. Please subscribe if you enjoy the work that I do. Click the bell, that way you get notified when I post things. Also, folks, make sure that your notifications are turned on in your settings. Otherwise, that's the reason you're not getting notified of your those channels that you click subscribe to. Okay, so do that. Also, please, thumbs up if you like this video. Drop a comment down below, and in my description box there is a link there for a company called Wild Crane. They produce breads, pastas, and pastries. That is a subscription model, and it's really, really good stuff. Take a look at that, and through that, this is partially sponsored, though they didn't pay for the video. I wish they would have, but they do give me a commission if you buy through that link. So, folks, thank you for watching this, and enjoy your Chile Relleno. Okay, got those. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to my kitchen. This is Texas Cooking Today. I am Stuart, and today we're going to make some stuffed fried chilies. We're going to take these big, beautiful chilies that I've got right here. These are poblanos, by the way. Don't ever let anybody tell you it's an ancho. Ancho is when you dry this. If you are north of Texas or New Mexico, you may hear it called a pasilla. This is not a pasilla. A pasilla is what you get when you dry a chilaca. That's a whole different thing. I've got videos on that, okay? Check those out. Anyway, what I've got here is a couple of big old thick meaty poblanos that are just begging to be stuffed. And what I've got, some cheese to stuff them with and a simple batter. Now, folks, this, if you were to go to a Mexican restaurant, let's say you're visiting Texas, you hit a Mexican restaurant or a Tex-Mex restaurant, and you see on the menu Chile Relleno, C-H-I-L-E-R-E-L-L-E-N-O, I think is right. You see Chile Relleno. That's stuffed chili. That's what we're about to make. There are different ways of battering these things, okay? Now, there's one that's more common that you'll see in Mexican restaurants, and one that's more common that you'll see in Tex-Mex restaurants, okay? And we're going to be doing the Tex-Mex version today. Now, a little more authentic, it's done in a souffle batter. If you were to go to Mexico City and get a very similar Chile Relleno to this, then you would get it probably stuffed with maybe Oaxaca cheese and done with a souffle batter. And that's where they beat the egg white stiff, then gently fold in some of the yolk and a little flour. And that produces this beautiful silky batter that puffs up wonderful when it is being fried. It gets lightly crisp on the outside, and it's just very unique and soft. So that's a really cool way of doing it. Today we're going to do a battering technique that's called a dry batter technique, or what a lot of folks in the South call a chicken fry batter. So the chicken fry batter is commonly done one of two ways, either with buttermilk or with egg and milk. All right, and there's a big difference, folks. That buttermilk makes it crunchier, harder, and it will fry a lot longer. Okay, and that's the neat thing about buttermilk. You're doing bone-in chicken, it can hold up to a long fry. But we're not looking for that. We're looking for some quick browning, for it to turn golden a little bit faster. And if you do that egg and milk technique, that's exactly what you'll get, a little faster browning. Really cool. It's not as crispy and crunchy, but it is still crunchy. So that's the batter we're doing today. Not hard. Now, as you've seen, I've already laid everything out. I've got my oil back here. I have a thermometer here ready to go. Let's take a close look at the ingredients and get started making these. Come on over. Okay, the ingredients that I'm using today, pretty simple. Just some plain everyday milk, folks. Some eggs. I've got right back here some pepper jack cheese. Oh boy, that stuff is so good. Plain all-purpose flour, okay? And as many chilies as you have people eating. Now, if you'll notice, the chili I have here is substantial. They're large. They are as big as most bell peppers, if not just slightly bigger in weight. All right, and I want to say this. You can do this with any kind of chili you want, any of them. However, I like this big, giant, meaty chili because it's got such a big space inside. And it's very flavorful. If you can get your hands on poblanos, please do. And if your grocer doesn't sell them, keep hitting them up for buying these things. Eventually, they will ask farmers. Farmers will produce and you will have them, okay? So it doesn't matter where you live. Now, to this, we're also going to be doing some frying, and that oil that I'm using is peanut oil. I love it for its flavor. It's also a good, healthy oil, folks. You're going to need a thermometer for this, okay? So have you a fry thermometer. It's one of these little guys right here. It goes down in the oil, does a really good job. All right, and this is simple enough. I'm going to beat these two together. We're going to get these skins cooked off, and then we're going to get busy cooking it all up. Okay, so let's start with our chilies. All right, I'm going to start by getting my oil out of the way. Just push that over gently. Now my chilies, I want to place these directly over a gas burner. Now if you don't have this, use the broiler setting of your oven. Cook it on all sides under that broiler until it starts to blister, and then put these in a plastic bag. It will finish sweating the skin off easily. If you do have a fire, ability to produce flame, this works great and it gives you a nice charred flavor if you're gentle about how you pick the skin off. If you wash the skin off, you lose a lot of that char flavor. So this is really pretty simple. Right now, all I'm doing is just heating these over direct fire. If you have a grill, a gas grill, those work very well for this. You can also use a propane torch, a kitchen torch. They all work fine for this job. Now this is going to produce a lovely aroma. However, I will forewarn you, sometimes capsaicin gets released into the air this way. So it could be a mild eye irritant, okay? It doesn't, almost never affects me. Sometimes it has on some chilies that are hot. Most of the time poblanos are not hot, but every once in a while you'll get one that's warm. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way I've ever been able to discern a hot poblano from a mild one was by looking at the seeds themselves. If the seeds have turned dark, they're starting to turn like brown or kind of grayish on the inside, then you're usually looking at a very hot chili. If they're just white, then you're going to have a regular mild poblano, okay? And here's the trick. The only way to know is pretty much to do what I'm doing and then get them opened up and look inside. Okay, if you would, please pardon the way my sink looks. It's a little bit dirty right now. Let me show you what we're going to do here. My chili's still hot, okay, but this will cool it quickly. I just will gently rub until that comes off. Now, some people will say I am committing just a horrible sacrilege here by not gently peeling that skin off with like a paper towel or just with my hands and keeping that charred flavor. Well, if you want to keep that charred flavor, go ahead. There's something else you need to know. We're washing off part of the flavor of the poblano. There's an oil that lays under this skin, and that oil is basically a lot of the flavor that's involved here. And it's not the same as the capsaicin oil on the inside, folks. It's a little bit different. Now, once I get it to this point, what I want to do is open my chili along one of these upper ridges. And it doesn't take a knife or anything like that. Turn that off. Okay, all you have to do is poke your finger into the side at the top of one of those ridges, just like this, and then pull down, and it will slice it right open for you. See there? Now on the inside, look at those seeds. They are kind of brownish in color, that tan color I mentioned. So this one's going to be warm, okay? Now I want to reach up in there and I pinch that seed pod. It'll break it loose and pull up. Don't pull down, folks, because it can tear the meat of the chili if you pull downward, okay? Now if you want, once again, we can remove these excess seeds by just shaking it for the most part, and then we don't lose our interior oil. However, if you're not that worried about it and you just want to get them done quickly, if you've got a bunch of them especially, give them a rinse, just like so, okay? So now we have a beautiful, beautiful poblano chili that has been deskinned, de-seeded, and it is ready to be stuffed and fried, folks. This is beautiful right there. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now I have these already washed, cleaned up, and ready to go. All I need to do is, well, we need to heat the oil. I need to mix my egg and milk together, and I need to stuff these. So not a real hard thing. I think I'll turn on the oil first. That way we can get it doing its thing. All right, now, easy do. Take some cheese. Take you on chili and stuff that sucker. Now, here's a neat thing to think about. If you've got some taco meat, or even better, fajita meat, chicken or beef, doesn't matter. Put them in here. Put those items in this, okay? You can put whatever you want in your stuffed chili, or you can just go with plain cheese. And folks, you don't have to use any certain kind of cheese. You can go with whatever cheese you want to use. Okay? Keep that in mind. You make your stuffed chili to your liking. If you prefer cheddar cheese, use it. If you want to use a Mexican cheese like Oaxaca, use that. By the way, that is spelled O-A-X-A-C-A, I believe. Oaxaca. It's named after the area it's from, and it was originally made by monks. All right, so anyway, that's not so important. What is getting these things fried. This is not the first thing people think of when it comes to making a chile relleno. But you know, just like any dish, a little bit of salt can really offset it and make it just that much more special. Pardon my ringing bowls. I have a whole bell choir with bowls. There we go. Nothing more to it than just that right there. Okay, folks, my oil is now approaching 275, and I want to fry somewhere between 300 and 325. Usually works really well for these. Now I'm just going to first roll my chilies in flour. Shake out any excess. All right, easy enough. So this is both the first and the last step, the flour, okay? We use flour to start with because the flour helps more of that egg to stick. All right. Once we get the double coat on there, that second coat, then we're ready to start frying. But I want that oil right about 325. Now, like I said, it's coming up in temperature. We're almost there, so I'm just going to be patient on this. We'll wait on that oil for a couple of minutes. All right, my oil has just now started crusting 300 degrees. So the first chili gets its egg wash. Now, very simply, just roll it down in that egg wash, transfer it over to the flour, get it floured up, and then straight in the oil. Now, you know, when I'm doing chicken, I will double layer it. In other words, I'll hit it in that egg twice. But when I am doing something like this, let me get that cheese back in there, I just do it once. And don't worry about that cheese having a little of this batter on it. It's not going to hurt it. Get it in my oil. There we go. Take this one. There we are. All right, now those have been in there just for a couple of moments. My temperature on my oil is at 325, doing beautiful. Now look, I've already got browning occurring on this batter, and it kind of lends to what I was saying earlier when it comes to that chicken fry batter. It crisps up really quick, it'll brown quickly, so this is the result. Oh, folks, that is just flat beautiful. I can say this is an absolute treat for me. This is one of my favorite dishes. And I absolutely love making these beautiful fried stuffed chilies. These wonderful chili rellenos are definitely worth the amount of time that you put into them. Beautiful chilies. Okay, I want to take these out, set them to drain. And they just need to sit there for a couple of moments, not that long. And then they're ready to plate. Oh, that's what I was looking for right there. Beautiful stuffed fried chili. I'm giving it a moment to finish draining, and then I'm ready to plate it and enjoy it. Alrighty, now let's take a look at what we've got right here. Beautiful, beautiful chili relleno. So I'm going to take him and just slice him open for y'all's benefit. There we go, beautiful melting cheese running out everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. I think one of the best parts of getting to make these dishes for y'all is enjoying what I make. Because I love these things. Nice, tender, flavorful chili. Good flavor. And that jack cheese, that pepper jack, just perfect for this. Folks, please enjoy your chili relleno. Do me a favor, take a look down below in the description box. There's a link there for Wild Grains. Wild Grains is a company that I have an affiliation with, that if you purchase their product using that link, then I make a commission. They have breads, pastas, and pastries. Probably one of the best services I've ever seen. Do me a favor and take a look at that. If you like it, go for it. I give it a double thumbs up. Thank you for watching this. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, click that thumbs up. Like I mentioned before, drop me a comment down below. I love to read those. And folks, please have a good day. I certainly will be. Bye-bye.